How are you? How's your week been?
How are you, Miss Executive? You look so aficionada. This is so beautiful with the zippers. ¿Qué esto?
This is an oldie but goodie. I've owned this thing for like 10 years. So it's nice to know that every once in a while I take it out of the closet and I slip into it.
Oh, man, I love it. I know tell her how sexy she looks. Hello, Cardona's in the house. AJ.
Yeah.
Benny. We have many. Hello.
Giving everyone a couple of minutes. We're going to get started at 7:30. Let everybody check in. How you been, Dom?
You know what? Today I found out that contouring tools are not for everybody. I gave myself a borderline beard, and I think I made my schnauzer a little longer because I can't do the tip, like the round little tip, because mine's a little flat. So I put it here, and I'm like, ¿qué es esto? What the? Yeah, not for everybody. But I made it work. I just washed my face. Shit.
You're gorgeous, Dom. You're gorgeous.
I love it though. But I'm trying all of these amazing things. We have that person that we follow. I think her name is Erica. That she has all these beauty and makeup tricks.
So awesome.
For like 40 and over.
40.
I bought the Wonder Stick. I did. Marini, hola.
It takes a little practice. What
the damn? Oh man. I'll get it.
But I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for trying to work that out. I wish I was there.
I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to like get it all lifted and nice and keep it all together all the time. You know how it is.
Oh, girl.
How are you doing? Because you look fabulous. You look like you just came out of an executive meeting, my darling.
No, I took a shower.
That's why you look so sexy.
This is what happens when I take a shower.
Cuando pusimos little soap. You see what's so
I look a little fresh and clean.
Ay. Yay. I love it.
Well, Doll, let's go ahead and welcome everyone in. Welcome to What's Up Wednesdays. We're Crunkfit. I'm Wendy.
And I am Miss Melissa again here, loving that we get to connect on What's Up Wednesdays. Expressing what's on your mind. Hello. For all of those that are joining right now, that is so awesome. ¿Qué pasa, mommy? How you doing?
Well, let's go ahead and let everyone know who's joining us for the first time. We're Crunkfit. What we do is design body weight workouts for everyday living. That's what's going on behind me. We do this every Saturday, live, 11 a.m. All you have to do is click a button. It's that easy. We used to start the class every Saturday and kind of touch base with everyone and check in and see how everyone was doing. And we didn't really have the time to get to know the community that was joining us.
Yes.
And that's where What's Up Wednesdays came in, where we kind of checked in. We let everyone know about some crazy thing that was going on in the week, and we just got into it. You know, it's just that the everyday ridiculousness. This week, we didn't even come up. It didn't even come to us until today, because today is when we pick something that happens during the week.
Real time. Yes.
That's it. We do real time, real life, real time. That's what we do. This week,
La Chica on Fire.
The topic is, why do we have to wait until we break to take the time to be kind to ourselves?
Oh, we need to be kind.
Now, I'm going to give you the reason why that came up, and then we're going to get into it.
Let's do it.
Last week had a really, well, we're going to go back 10 days. Had a really tough week at work.
Yeah, you did.
I had to step. I didn't have to, but I don't know how not to. Gave 1,000% at work. My team was out. I was by myself. I thought I could do it. I literally put so much pressure and created this whole situation that I made myself physically ill. It took me 7 days to recover from what happened to me the week before. Like, you know, it was just a deadline and there was a lot of physical work involved. And my team, both of them had personal issues that they were out, but the deadline was still there and it had to get out.
Of course.
I had to step up. That means working through lunch, working through your breaks, not sleeping, not being able to eat, not taking a drink of water, working that extra 2 hours. When I tell you the pressure was so intense that I thought I was going to break down and cry. And I don't cry. Anybody who knows me knows I don't cry. Like, I'm like, bitch, you better roll right back up in that eye. Don't you fall. That tears don't fall from these eyes.
Oh,
that's where I was. I was just broken down. And it took me a week to recover. I don't know what happened, and I'm hoping it stays this way, but I got to a place where I threw my hands up and said, I'm done. If it gets done, great. If it doesn't, that's great too. I'm do the best that I can within the limitations that I have, and that is it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm going to take a deep breath when I come to work. I'm going to give it what I can and let go of all the rest, and that is it. So my question is, why do we wait until we break before we realize we have to be kind to ourselves?
I believe, first and foremost, it's because we neglect ourselves and we don't prioritize ourselves. You know, we prioritize the work, like you said, the people that we have to take care of, the house, the bills, everything else that we have to address. But we are pretty much number 99 on the list. I know there's a lot of people that are. There's some people that keep themselves numero uno. But when, again, I just think it's just neglect, prioritizing, giving yourself time. I know that we have had those discussions within this past year, is really carving out that time for yourself. Whether it's doing something cool, something that you want to try, something that you just enjoy, or nothing at all. Sit your ass still, lay down, relax, don't do nothing, but set that time for you intentionally for yourself. It's self-care. We have to care for ourselves more. Mama, what do you think?
I'll tell you that it was really scary in the moment because I am incredibly independent. I am ambitious. I am self-motivated. I set my goals, and I have a tendency to set unrealistic goals, knowing that even if I don't hit the top, I'm going to fall right below it. And it's a lot closer than the top and starting from the bottom. I don't work that way. It's on rare occasion that I find myself sinking. And I know there's a lot of people out there who feel the same way. Yeah. Who give and give and give, and they neglect themselves and find themselves in a place where they're just too exhausted to get out of bed. They can't eat. Their mental stability is off, and hormones are off. Their immune system's breaking down. Why? Because they don't slow down. What I'm trying to get at is that I hit such a wall that it literally physically took me 7 days to recover. It took me a week for me to feel like a human being again. Mm-hmm. How did I let that happen? How do any of us let that happen? How do we allow something other than ourselves be the priority? I mean, if we're not healthy and we're not stable, then how can we continue to give to anything else, much less give to ourselves? We have to stop and take that breath. My best friend is in the hospital. Well, she just got home today.
Hope you feel better.
She had an allergic reaction to something in her stomach. wound up in the hospital, didn't even understand what it was. She was incoherent. When I finally spoke to her and she came to 48 hours later, it was a combination of so many things. She's under such incredible stress.
Yeah, that does it.
Work first. You know, that is what's causing her the most stress. And then she has things that are going on at home that are making things very difficult, and it's making it worse. And she said to me, she didn't even know what we were talking about tonight. She said to me, I have to reset. I'm not in a good place.
Yes.
The stress is taking so much out of me that I'm lost.
Yeah.
How do we allow that to happen?
It's just, again, but we make excuses. We'll get it tomorrow. We'll do it this weekend. We put things off over and over again, and then a week turns into a month, turns into years. We literally choose, number one, to neglect ourselves first rather than drop everything else. I think we were just conditioned like that, especially our genre. You know, we're Xers. We know that good hard work will get us what we want. And a lot of the times we're so conditioned to work hard, grind hard, that we really forget to just kind of give ourselves that personal time. Now, don't get me wrong, like, you know, go do your hair because I have a special occasion going up, or, you know, go do something nice. I'm talking about carving out a certain amount of time every day, whether you're sitting still or doing something fun for yourself, because you love yourself. This is your time. Whether you want to massage yourself, you want to do whatever it is that you feel you want to do in that time, make that time. Because look, do we have to hit a wall so we can be like, damn, okay, I need to take care of myself? You know, it sucks. But a lot of the times we don't even come to recognize it until we hit that wall.
Until it's too late.
Yeah.
Until it's too late. I talked to you about this a couple of hours ago, and you said to me, that's the only way we'll learn. You know, that's the only way we'll recognize that there's a problem. That sucks. That's so sad. It's so sad. But that's the reality of it. It's so sad. And the reason why we have these conversations is hopefully that someone who is watching this right now will take this into consideration and not allow themselves to find themselves in that place.
Of course.
If you are working, if you have if it's a personal project, if you work for yourself, that for me is a passion and a joy in itself. But if you are working for someone else or responsible to something for someone else, make sure that you slow down and take some time for yourself. It cannot be your end all.
Yeah.
You have to be your end all.
Yeah.
But not the job, not someone else. It can't be, because if you're gone, they're going to go on.
Yeah.
You're replaceable. They have their own personal lives there. They're not even, they'll be sad for a quick second and then they're going to move on with their life.
Absolutely.
And you don't have anything left to give because you're no longer here.
That's so unfortunate.
I don't want it. I'm still healthy enough to be here right now. I want to be present. That's something else that I realized, that I wasn't present.
Yeah.
Because I was so exhausted and so consumed by this job that I wasn't present when I came home, because by the time I came home, I just wanted to pass out. I wasn't present.
Exhausted. Yeah.
I was here, but I wasn't here. So I plead with anyone watching to watch out for those signs. So if you feel like you're starting to tumble, if you feel like you're starting to go underwater, that feeling, that's when you know that you need to take a step back. Just take a breather. That job is still going to be there. That task is still going to get done. And if you can't get to it because you have limited resources and no one's respecting you enough to see that you can't do it all by yourself because they're taking you for granted, then you're going to have to slow it all the way down.
Demand it.
Now they're going to have to figure it out and make sure that you have what you need in order to give them what they want.
Absolutely. I think with our journey, I learned to intentionally press that reset button. That's everything. Really know where your reset button is. Do you know where that is, guys? It's so important to know what will get you connected to yourself and out of your emotions, out of the situation, out of the feeling that you're like in distress or drowning. How can we quickly find that reset button within ourselves? Sister, can you shed light on that? How do you, or how have you found yourself really seeking that reset button?
Not only did I physically, I had to take a minute. Just I had to catch up.
It's Shirley girl. Hi.
I had to breathe some life back into my body, literally.
Yeah.
I don't take baths. I don't take baths. That's something for 3-year-olds. I don't take baths. I don't have time.
Takes too long.
There's always something going on. I gotta move. I don't have the time. That's luxury. I don't have time for that. I came home 2 days in a row to fill the tub with Epsom salt and sit there for 45 minutes. Like I haven't done that since I was 3.
That's fantastic. You need that.
I couldn't get out. I couldn't. The bath was so hot that I couldn't even feel it on my skin.
Ooh. No.
I couldn't feel it. I was so exhausted I couldn't feel the heat. That's how bad it was.
Oh my God.
What I started doing, because I know a lot of people meditate.
Yeah.
I don't really understand. I mean, I know I don't have the same type of meditation that everybody else, and mantras and doing all those things. Do you know that I started doing that?
Oh, that's good.
It's the first thing I do when I wake up.
Nice.
Get myself ready. I take myself downstairs. I say my prayers before I leave my house.
Good
my prayers in the elevator on the way down. And when I get in the car, start my mantras.
You know what? That's the pill right there. That's the fountain of youth. Let me tell you. That was a total game changer, right?
To put myself first.
Number one. Nothing wrong with that, guys. Nothing wrong with that.
I feel lighter for it.
Yay!
It's a great way to start my day. I feel lighter for it. The rest of my day goes great. And every time the devil comes close, I start laughing. I'm like,
Vete tú pa' allá.
not today.
Not today.
And I will slow it all the way down. And I will do what I can with what I have. And when it's time, I'll leave.
That is the right attitude to have towards everything. I'm not just talking about work. I'm talking about people in our lives, stuff that we got to do around the house, responsibilities that is out of our control. I mean, really taking back our control. It is our life. This is not a dress rehearsal. I don't get today again. If we don't, we really have to be mindful of that. Literally, it always, for me, always goes back to that. We're not promised tomorrow. So why am I literally allowing myself to be stressed out or aggravated by some outside source? I really got to find myself, like in my restart, have no time for the bullshit. Sorry, I don't have zero time for it. And I encourage those out there that really pay a lot of emphasis on people pleasing and task pleasing. Dude, slow down. Enjoy your minutes, enjoy your moments. A 2-second break, a 2-minute, anything. Just give yourself some time, some musa time. I think it's so important.
Yesterday, maybe the day before, I don't know. You and I check in every Monday, right? Mm-hmm. We see each other on Saturday. We talk almost every day. Yep. But Monday is our check-in. Like, all right, so where are we at? And I was so aggravated by something at work, right? But I left. That's my new attitude. I'm leaving. But I hadn't expressed to you what was going on. And I did that on Monday. I just had vomit up the mouth and I just went at it. And what did you do in my pure sister fashion? You did nothing but praise me and remind me of all the wonderful things that I am. Boom. And I couldn't even say thank you.
Oh, no.
So tight-lipped, and I was still reliving what was going on.
Of course, that's what happened.
I couldn't receive what you were giving me.
Aww.
I had to go home. I had to break it down. I had to think about what just happened in our conversation. And I called you the next day, and what did I say?
Oh my God. You just been, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't receive your, I was just like, wow. It's like, you know, it just, that affected me. I was just like, wow. I mean, but it's so honest to understand where you're at. I love that you assessed yourself, understood there was good information, good juju coming at you, and you were still working it out in your head.
Yeah.
Again, finding your restart, I think.
You have to find someone that you need an ear. You need an ear, not because you need some guidance, but because you just need someone to let you rant. And sometimes, like myself, I wasn't ready to receive the message that Miss Melissa was trying to endow upon me. I was like, just oil on the skin is the way I explained it to her. And the water just kept repelling off my skin because I couldn't receive the message because I was so wound up. And I apologized the next day because you were trying so hard, and I couldn't receive it. And it wasn't until the next day that I was able to take a breath and say, my God, you know, I had to understand that I had to shake it off and just, I'm so grateful to have you in my life and to have this platform, because we have these conversations. And why do we do that? To share with everyone else so they know that they're not alone, that this is happening every single day.
Yeah, literally throughout the day, several times a day even. And again, it's just finding ways to kind of offset those feelings, get to a place where you recenter yourself with yourself. Because a lot of people think like it's some outside source. No, we're directing our own movie every single day. Yes, we may have some players in our game, but it's still our movie. At the end of the day, in that casket, when we're out, it's by ourselves. So we really have to understand and take that into consideration. This is our show. Your life is your show. Make it the way you want it. So if you need to stop and freeze in that moment so you won't knock somebody out, then you got to do what you got to do. But you just have to be real with the situation at hand. If something is not good for you, if you're just not feeling good in the moment, find some way to reset, guys. Find some way. I'm telling you, it's
Melissa just showed you who she really is.
I love them elbows. Woo!
Beware. I tell you, I don't know. In those moments, and I'm only human. I hate the world. I hate everyone around me. It's like, just get out of my way. I'm like a bulldozer. And I am trying to learn every day how to be a better version of me. Because you only get one shot at this life. And God knows I have made plenty of errors in my past. And I am trying to be a better version of me for whatever time I have left on this life.
That's it. That's what
I'm trying to enjoy things in its simplicity.
Not easy, but rewarding. That's, you know, just finding your way, just having these conversations, just creating support team. I think these connections are excellent source of, you know, social connectivity. You know, I just really feel that these talks is what helps. Like you said, like literally lending your ear, whether it's here or someplace, lend your ear, lend your time. Literally, you don't have to give them any information, any encouragement, just love, just support. That's why we are here. That's why we want to have these conversations with you guys, because it's so important to us. We understand how it helps the human experience. It is important to connect and express.
I no longer choose to carry the burden alone. I no longer choose to try to figure things out on my own. I know that I don't have the answers to everything. And I do know that in sharing with my community, with my girls, with my people, with anyone who decides to have the conversation with me, that I learned something new from that person with every interaction that I have.
Yeah.
That's how I live my life.
Yeah.
I choose to learn something from every person that I come in contact with.
Yeah.
Because there are so many people react in so many different ways, and somebody's got something that can help me work through what's going on right now. Because obviously I can't fix it alone. And there are so many solutions that I'm not even thinking of that somebody's bringing to light.
I love that. I love that. That's why those interactions are so important to me, because really seeing other perspectives, I feel that I'm not alone. I feel that there are other options. You know, I have some default options all the time that my go-tos, but it's so refreshing to see that, you know, people are doing things in a certain way, and I try them. If I like it, I'll try it to see if it really works for me. If there's another alternative for me to reset or get better in any way, I'm down for that. I love it. This is to me, this is healing. This is so peaceful. I love it. I love the energy that we give and get. It is a tremendous, I don't know, time. Just beautiful. I love it.
For anyone who is dealing with their everyday lives, parents with children, parents helping their grown children getting through a situation, anyone dealing with something at work, if you have something going on with your friends, with your circle, something that you feel like you're carrying that's just a heavy burden, write it down on paper. If you don't have someone to talk to, write it down and keep writing it down until you're tired of writing it down, so that it's out of your system. You're not carrying that burden, because it really does affect how you move through time and space. And there are so many wonderful things. Be grateful for the air that you breathe. Be grateful for the sun that rises every day. Be grateful to be able to get up and just get out of bed. Those are miracles in themselves. But I enjoy the fresh air. I enjoy being able to sit down next to my husband and just do Netflix and chill, or going out to see my friends just for 30 minutes, or being able to work out on Saturday mornings. I love those simple things. Why? Something that I can control. The things that I can control. The things that I cannot control, I have chosen to let them go.
Let them go. I like that. I'm learning more and more every day that is definitely something I have to do. Let those unnecessary things go. Like literally let them go. Like do not allow them to affect your day in any way. Like that. I can't wait to grow into that, where everything that I face that gives me that feeling, I can be like, I let it go. It no longer bothers me. Look at that. I'm such a big girl now.
I told you earlier that my best friend was in the hospital.
I know.
And in that conversation, she says, you know, I have this thing going on with my health. I'm losing all this weight. They're driving me crazy at work. I can't fix that over there. Her dog wound up in emergency surgery because it had a protruding hernia. So she comes out of the hospital to come home and find out that she's got to rush her dog, her beloved dog, to the hospital and do an emergency surgery. So this is everything within 24 hours.
Ouch.
And I said to her, because she says, I don't want to lose this weight, I don't want to be this thin, goes on. And I told her, so that's what the problem is. The problem is that she can't control the things that are happening around her. It's not that she's sick. It's not that she's got bad things going on at work. It's not that her dog had to be rushed to the hospital. It's that she couldn't control any of those elements. And it is making her sick to her core.
Wow. Yeah.
So you control what you can. Your weight loss, I told her, I was like, you can eat your weight back up. Don't worry about it.
Exactly, right?
I was like, you're small, you pocket size, you perfect. I was like, even if you don't gain any weight, I was like, that's just your frame.
I
You
know.
can control that. Have a few meals, that weight's gonna come right back on.
Yeah.
But she can't control anything else, and that's what's driving her nuts.
I'm telling you, and you lending her an ear and absolutely being the support team that she needs. Again, we gradually find our way, man. I have to say, I am a believer of, little by little, we just apply what we learn, and it gets better and better. And even if the situation at hand doesn't get better, the way I handle it here absolutely change. So I don't feel those negative emotions. I don't allow that bad energy to come this way. I literally shield it off of me. You call it off of you. Literally see and say things the way you want to see them and say them. You know what I'm saying? Just really from your heart. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself and call what you want to be. Don't allow anything else not to. If you don't want it, shoo it away. Literally, shoo it away. It really helps. It brings down the priority of those things. Again, and it brings up those things that I have to be prioritizing, like my health, like my mental health is everything. Physical health, my spiritual health, those are number one, guys, on the list, hands down, period, point blank.
Now, we most definitely don't pretend to have the answers to everything.
Nope.
Still learning and growing, even at this age. I am 51. Miss Melissa,
49, baby.
49. And even at this age, we are still learning. As a matter of fact, we are learning today than we did when we were in our 20s, our 30s, and our 40s. But I don't know about you, Liz, but even up until then, I was still resistant to allowing anyone else in because I didn't think anyone else had the answers to my problems.
Yeah.
I didn't share because I didn't want to hear it. You didn't have what I
didn't have the solution. Yeah.
No. It didn't happen until my late 40s. And the last 4 years that I began to open myself to someone else's experience and embrace their wisdom. What I learned is that all these years I had been holding on to something that was unrealistic. What I learned is that someone else's experience could help me through what I was going through.
Absolutely. That's what I learned too. That's the coolest thing.
It helped me to evolve.
Yeah.
One of the most important lessons that I learned is that the advice that I give is not the advice that I was taking.
Yeah.
Someone comes to me with a problem, because this is how I was in my 20s and my 30s. You came to me with a problem. I'm telling you, bitch, this is what you should. Why didn't you do this? I would have done this. I would have taken care of that.
Of course.
And that was the attitude. I don't even know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
course.
How I would have done. Like, what's wrong with you? And I would find myself in those situations, and I was finding that I wasn't carrying out the very things that I said I was going to do if I was in that same situation. That's when I learned that I needed to shut it down and start playing devil's advocate. Let's talk about, if this was the outcome, what would you do? But if it turned out this way, what would you do? And we would look at it from every angle. And then I would say, now what's going to work for you?
Yeah.
Because what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa.
Yep. But just really taking the time out to figure that out, to see what really works and really doesn't. At the end of the day, a lot of the times we go to our go-tos and kind of do that height of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting this different result. And a lot of the times it's hard for us to break out of that, and just, again, support team, just being aware of yourself, always understanding there's a reset. Find the reset, my people. It helps. It absolutely has made my days way less stressful. I'm so thankful. I think I was like height intensity, like a lot of the majority of the day. And then now I feel so much more in control. I really feel like I just take things as they come instead of looking at the big elephant in the room and being like, how am I going to swallow this all right now? I'm easing off of that and really understanding that it is one bite at a time. I just do it one step at a time, one thing at a time.
So what I'm going to share with you now that we're coming to the end is just a reminder that if you find yourself in that place where you're starting to spiral, and we talk a lot about this, take a minute to reset. Work with what you can control. Let go of the rest. You are amazing. You know that about yourself. You know what you have to give. You know what you have to offer. And don't give anything more than you can.
Yeah.
Because in going out of your way and overextending yourself and overachieve, some of us are overachievers where we just need to do. But the appreciation isn't there. And whether you're there or not, remember that if you're working for someone else, you are replaceable. But you are not replaceable to yourself.
No.
Once you're gone, you're gone.
Yeah.
So the time to put yourself first, make sure that your sanity and your
love yourself
is safe first. And then you can go ahead and give to someone else. If you don't have a circle to turn to, get a journal and write down what makes you angry, what makes you upset. Write it over again and again and again and again until you get tired of writing it and let it go.
That's right.
You only have one life. Miss Melissa?
Guys, like always, literally practice being the best version of yourself and protect your peace with everything you have. It is so important for us to stay present and be thankful, be grateful. We're here. We ate today. We got shelter. Oh my God, we're showing off. And we got all our senses. Love yourself. Until next time, my family.
Wednesdays, remember, we're here every Wednesday. If there's a topic you want to talk about, put it in message in the comments right there.
Yeah, message us, guys. We will respond.
We choose the topic on a daily basis, whatever's going on, real life, real time. That's how we handle it. Saturdays, don't forget, Crunkfit, 11 a.m. We do body weight workouts for everyday living. We're not getting any younger, so we like to keep the joints a little oiled up and greased up. So just show up. We're there every week, rain or shine. So my family, from our Crunkfit family to yours, we'll see you next week.
Dios me lo bendiga a todos. Have a great one.